If any of you viewers have seen, there was I could swear within the last 2 days, a article about some kind of Japanese Senate or Parliament, man from the Parliament saying something about how America threatening manga and or anime, I guess through some form of regulation, and it just, when I was thinking about this, because Romanian V has been discussing like how it seems like there's this group that's constantly, somehow they have hella power beyond Twitter to actually cause these firms, these manga and animation firms, to have some kind of trouble maybe distributing in the United States or something. I'm not really sure. I guess to some degree, I need some clarification on this, because this came up before. Some of you who are older, Jim, you will definitely remember this. When the Japanese made things Americans wanted. So this was this horrible time in American history when all of a sudden nobody was buying American cars. Why? Because the Japanese kept making things everyone wanted. So there was these huge efforts in the press, all this stink reporting about the Japanese and their cars, okay, and how they're dumping them on the market. And I mean, just, you couldn't believe, but all it was the cars worked. And as anyone could tell you about a Civic, a Honda Civic, one of the most notoriously reliable cars in the history of cars. Like, to the point where it's kind of insane. Like, it's almost a comedy act about the Honda Civic within my lifetime. Like, you could try to kill all kinds of pests, and the Civic is what will live, past the Armageddon. And then their trucks, the Nissan truck, to the point that probably many of you can identify the concept of the Nissan truck. Like, you could picture a certain truck. The Japanese just make things good, and America goes apeshit about every 20 years. And that's what anime and manga are, because once again, the companies that are supposed to entertain people won't make product people want. They won't make the stuff people want to buy. They won't do it. And I know, like, there's kind of like, oh, there's more complicated. No, not supply chain, not anything else. It really was. The Japanese just made vehicles people wanted. They made all kinds of stuff people wanted, and people bought it. And it was like, I mean, swear to God, dude, it was like 20 years of the automobile companies just coming up with anything other than, we make cars people don't want. They never really kind of recovered from this either, that they just refuse to design what people want, and have, like, it seems like, the glass button smasher. Jim, you might like this one. The guy who, it's why you got glass buttons on your shirt, so that you could send them to the dry cleaners. And there's one guy who is at the end of the line with a hammer, and he smashes the lowest button on your shirt. So you get an idea of the kind of jokes that old Big Donovan used to make. He goes, and then there's a guy with a hammer. Why has he got a hammer, Grandpa? So you can smash the last button on your shirt. Didn't even understand the humor of it, because of course I didn't have a gut. And so he did, and it was really good. It was a really good one. It still sounded funny to me, even as a kid. So anyway, I just want to put that out there, that it's like that this is really, like, these people are actually, these companies are really helping. I guarantee you, they are helping put pressure. If they could put pressure through public relations, they will. They won't improve their product. The entertainment companies will never match the level of effort that goes into Japanese entertainment. And it just, that's one of those things. There's no way back from that. They won't do it. They refuse to. It's not about the money. It's something about actually making quality product, giving a shit about the audience, like making a product that is like people that because with vehicles, it's vehicles. With entertainment, it ends up being, it's a story with a legacy, and they obviously just don't get it. Where, I mean, there's those of you, I bet everybody can put in, they could explain, like, to the point where they will edit it. You'll go back and you'll delete things because you're just gushing too much about some anime that that changed the way you think about reality because it was such a good story. Or you saw how a technology could be used, or just something that blew your fucking mind. Tim and Eric, that an American media doesn't quite do that, and it's not, or it would sell more, especially the print stuff. I mean, they're making money on print. Japan makes money on printed physical items in this day and age. And Americans can't do it with characters that are beloved for 2 generations. That's all. That's boom. There we go. Bring back Rick Hunter, right?